Welcome everybody to race number 6 of season 2. Last week was a very interesting race. This race gonna be really good. So, and today there is no qualifying. How we are doing the running order is basically the odd number in points are facing the odd number in points, and the even number in points are facing the even number in points. So we're trying to make this a little more competitive. And right here you see last week's final, Race Ace and Jurassic Attack. Race Ace basically surprised everybody by pulling out the victory. He's going to look to make it 2 in a row this week. That truck moved up to 10th in points, and as you guys can tell, the 6-lane highway is back. Now with this track layout, this was actually recommended and designed by a fan of the series, which is pretty cool. So this is awesome. So we got the 6-lane highway, we got some Hot Wheels track pieces, and then we have that awesome green ramp from the Zombie playset, if you guys remember that from 2019, which that one's actually still in stores. I've seen that around. But today's racing should be fast, should be close finishing, a lot of air, maybe even some rollovers. But I can't wait to get it started, so let's jump right into it by looking at last week's points. And here we go, guys, with the first race of race number 6. And it's none other than the Mohawk Warrior Zombie going up against the Megalodon Fire. So both these trucks have had a pretty tough season so far. Megalodon Fire definitely has the upper hand when it comes to Mohawk Warrior. Now, it's kind of interesting because I really thought the Zombie trucks were really going to be good, but Zombie Mohawk has really struggled. Fire Megalodon has kind of turned things around here, so let's see what happens here in race number 6 as they come over the ramp. Looked like a close, good race. Let's take a look at it here. Looks like it was almost even. We're going to have to go to a photo finish on the very first race, and let's see who took it, as indeed it does look like it's going to be Megalodon Fire. Next up, we have El Toro Loco taking on Zombie Fire. Now, just like the last couple weeks, it's got to be the first truck with all 4 tires across the line first. That's who wins. And both these trucks, I don't know, I mean, I thought Zombie Fire would be a little more competitive. El Toro did get a couple wins and did move into at least round 2, I believe, last week. So that truck is looking to basically turn around anything here. But really, this is a make or break week for all these trucks that are low in points, because it's getting pretty close up there. But that was a pretty good finish. Let's take a closer look here. It looks like, wow, that is actually dead even. We're going to have to go to another photo finish. Looks like we're going to have quite a bit of those tonight, but it does look like it's going to be El Toro, not by much, but he does pull out a victory here. And next up, we have Octane taking on Backwards Bob. Now, Octane has been kind of off a cliff here. This truck did look very solid in the beginning opening weeks. However, it's really struggled, and Backwards Bob has been pretty consistent to at least make it almost to round 3, but that truck, I don't know. This should be a good race. I am kind of pulling for Octane though, because I do kind of like that truck a little more. But Backwards Bob has been very consistent when it comes to at least making it into round 2. So let's see who's going to take this as they both come over the ramp right here. Looks like another close race, so I'm glad to see we have a lot of close racing tonight. Backwards Bob end over end, but that actually may have helped Backwards Bob here, as we are going to look at our third photo finish, and indeed it is going to be Backwards Bob with a wacky finish right there. Very consistent, moving up in the points. And we have Full Charge. Now, Full Charge has been, I won't want to say mediocre, but it did start off very strong. I don't know what's been up with it the past couple of weeks, but this should be a good race. Fire and Ice Gravedigger, that thing's really turned around, and I don't know. I feel like that truck found a lot of speed out of nowhere. Let's see if he can knock off Full Charge here. As Full Charge goes for a crazy flip at the end of that jump, but taking a look at the slow motion camera, wow, Gravedigger was ahead there, right there. That was pretty interesting. As you see the finish right here, barely, just barely, but it is going to be the split Gravedigger. But here we go at Max D and Husky. So Max D has been pretty much a contender into at least the 3rd round, and Husky had a good showing, I believe, in week 2 or week 3, and that truck has been kind of hit or miss every week. So that truck does have the speed. I just don't know if it's going to beat Max D here. Max D is really competitive. That truck seems really fast out of nowhere as they both come over the jump, and that looked like another solid race. as we look at the slow motion camera. Husky's actually in the lead. We're going to have to look at the slow motion replay. Husky did flip over and get on 2 tires. That could have hurt him there. And indeed it does. Max D nosedives into round number 2. Looks very fast this week. However, here is last week's winner with Race Ace. This truck has been really on a steady incline as of late. It really topped it off last week with the win, and it's going up against Monster Energy. So Monster Energy is always one of the favorite trucks to make it at least to the semifinals. 2 customs right here, 2 very fast customs. So I don't even know who's going to win this. Now, Race Ace did have a rough start to the season, but it looks like that truck has definitely found something in the past couple weeks as they go over the ramp right here. It looked like a good close race, but looking at the slow motion camera, it does look like Monster Energy was ahead, not by much, maybe half a tire, and there it is. Indeed, Race Ace goes out in the first round this week. Monster Energy knocks off Race Ace in that last race. But here we go with Son of a Digger Hunter going against Whoop's Head. So Son of a Digger had an excellent start to the season. As of late, it's had some bad luck. Whoop's Head has been one of the most consistent trucks, always making it at least to round 3. So I don't know what truck could be faster here. This should be a good race. This is also the first time these 2 trucks are actually facing each other this season. So this is really anyone's game right here. I don't know. If I had to pick, honestly, I can't. So as they both go over the ramp, it looks like Son of a Digger did take a wild ride at the end here. Looking at the slow motion camera, ooh, that looked very close. It looked like Whoop's Head had the lead in the air. But when they came across the line, as you see right there, Son of a Digger does knock off Whoop's Head. Now, Bigfoot Flames did have a tough start to the season. Kind of peaked up, did really good for the first couple weeks after that. However, it's been kind of on a decline, but still pretty consistent. And Monster Ice, that truck has just been one, if not the best truck in the whole racing series. Definitely one of the top 3 fastest in my own opinion. I don't know what truck is going to take this, but this, I don't know. Let's see. As they go over the ramp right there, I could not tell, but it looks like both trucks nosedive. Now, from that angle, it did look like Monster Ice. We are going to have a photo finish again, and indeed, it is going to be Monster Ice. Not by much. Good race right there. Have 2 trucks that really struggled so far this season. Definitely Hotwheels racing number 1. That truck has really struggled, probably struggling the most all season so far. And we have Earthshaker Zombie Invasion, or Earthshaker Hunter. That truck did turn it around last week, did get a win or 2. Honestly, I'm going to have to go with Earthshaker in this race. Hot Wheels Racing 1, that truck is very nice. It's an awesome custom, but it just doesn't look like it has the speed. As from that angle, it did not look like it got that much air. Going to the slow motion camera, as you can tell, it did not clear the cars, and he goes for a crazy ride. Wow, that truck really is struggling so far this year. Custom Snakebite taking on Thrasher. Now, Thrasher I thought was going to be very consistent this year. That truck had a great start in the first race. Kind of falling off the pace. I don't know, maybe they found their groove now, maybe, hopefully. But Snakebite, that truck, I thought that was going to be one of the fastest trucks in the league. However, that truck has had some struggles as well. So, honestly, I don't know what truck is going to take this as they come over the ramp here. It looked like a good race. Both trucks actually looked very fast right there. Going to the camera. Ooh, that is very close. We're going to have to take a photo finish here, and it looks like it's going to be Thrasher putting Snakebite on the trailer. Next up, we have 2 trucks that have really turned it around in the past couple of weeks. Megalodon Zombie taking on Grandma Gravedigger. So Grandma Gravedigger had a horrible start to the season, but that truck finally found a groove. So did Megalodon. It's been a hit or miss, but I think both these trucks are now getting their speed underneath them, and they're really turning their seasons around. However, it might be too late to battle for the championship, but if they can really be consistent in the next couple races, they might have a shot. So here they come over the ramp. Both trucks go for a crazy flip at the end, but looking at the slow motion camera, it looks like it's going to be Gravedigger, and that might just be the biggest victory margin of tonight so far. As you see, Gravedigger actually ended up in the corner of the wall. Both trucks had a hard landing, hard flip. Hopefully they're both okay, and Gravedigger can continue. Here we go. What would have been a dream matchup in the early 1000s or early 2000s. Team Mints going up against Bigfoot. So both these trucks, I would say, should be pretty competitive. That Bigfoot is actually on a Max D chassis or Team Mint's chassis. So same chassis, same roll cage, same tires. This should be a good race. Both trucks have been pretty consistent. They're in the top 10 in points. And honestly, I don't know who's going to take it. So let's see here. As that looked very close, we're going to go to the slow motion replay here. And both trucks get monster air. It looked like Bigfoot from that angle. Team Mints did look like he hit the car, and that did cost him a little bit. And indeed, it is going to be Bigfoot. And here we go with Gravedigger Zombie and Stunt Truck. So the normal Stunt Truck, decently so far, I want to say. Definitely thought it would do a lot better with the weight advantage. And Gravedigger Zombie, that truck had a rough start, but it looks like it's starting to turn it around here mid-season. Honestly, this should be a good race. I don't know. I mean, Stunt Truck, that weight advantage, it's so hard not to pick a truck with a weight advantage. But it really hasn't been great the past couple races. So let's see what happens here. That did look like it was the Stunt Truck. Going to the slow motion camera, and indeed it is. Gravedigger had some trouble in the air there. Stunt Truck goes straight into round number 2. Here we go with two of the fastest red trucks in the whole series. Dragonoid taking on Firestone Wilderness. Both these trucks have had really great showings so far. I don't know who it's going to be. Last time these trucks did face, they did hit each other in the air, and it was pretty controversial. But I don't know. I mean, Dragonoid had another rough start to the season. Really picked it up the past couple weeks. Firestone has been one of the most consistent trucks, but lately it's kind of fallen off the pace. As both trucks go through the air, it looked like Firestone was in the lead. Checking out the slow motion camera, and yes, indeed he does, as Dragonoid flips over at the line, and that's actually one of the first trucks to flip right there. So don't know what happened to Dragonoid coming down the 6-lane highway. Don't know if something broke, don't know if something happened, but that truck had a crazy exit here in race number 6. And here we go with the Stunt Truck Inverse taking on Salvager. Now, Salvager has been a really consistent truck. It had some bad luck in the past couple races. Stunt Truck Inverse has been very consistent. Honestly, this should be a really good race. I cannot wait to see. It should be close, very close together. I don't know. This is going to be a toss-up, if you will. I don't know, man. I really love that weight advantage on the stunt trucks, but I don't know if he can pull it off here as they go over the jumps. That truck looks like it got a lot of air. Going to the slow motion camera, it looks like it's going to be... Ooh, that is very close. Another close race. Probably the second closest race of the night. It looks like it's going to be Salvager. Wow, not by much, though. Here we go with the final race of round 1. We have Freebird taking on Jurassic Attack. Should be a very interesting race here. Freebird has been very solid. Last week, kind of struggled for the first time this season. Took all the way down to the 5th race for Freebird to struggle. And Jurassic Attack has been one of the most solid and basically competitive trucks throughout the whole season here. So, I don't know. My favorite on this one, this is actually a really tough decision on who's going to win this. I honestly have no idea. As they hit the ramp, it looked like a close race, but from that view, it did look like it was Jurassic Attack. Looking at as the slow motion replay, it does look like it's going to be Jurassic Attack looking at the photo finish, and indeed it is. Jurassic Attack puts Freebird on the trailer. Welcome to round number 2, everybody, and I'm actually kind of shocked Freebird got eliminated in the first round. That's kind of shocking right there, but he did go up against Jurassic Attack, and that was a very good race. Looking at the stage and everything here, it looks like the ground crew is on point once again. But here we go with two trucks that have kind of near the bottom of the points here. We got El Toro taking on Megalodon Fire. I honestly don't know. It's nice to see El Toro kind of changing the pace of it. It's been flirting with round 2, trying to get into round 3, and Megalodon Fire has had so far a great turnaround. Honestly, I don't know who's going to take it. Both trucks have red rims, so what truck with the red rim is going to win this? As they hit the ramp right there, El Toro goes for a crazy ride. Here comes the slow motion camera. Major air with both trucks. Very close, very, very close. We're going to have to look at the photo finish, but indeed it is going to be Megalodon Fire. Wow, that was close. Last race was definitely one of the closest races of the night so far. Here we go with the split paint job Gravedigger, or split Fire and Ice Gravedigger, taking on Backwards Bob. So, split Gravedigger really on the move here in the points. Truck has really had a nice turnaround. Backwards Bob still floating around round 2, trying to get into round 3. Honestly, this is going to be a great race, so I'm going to have to put my money on Gravedigger, though. That truck seems to have found something, as both trucks go for another crazy ride over the ramp right there. Looking at the slow motion camera, wow, it's a major air. And we do have another close race and another truck that flips in that left lane. But looking at the photo finish, it is indeed going to be Gravedigger. That truck has really turned things around here. That beautiful custom Monster Energy taking on Max D right here. Good showing so far for Max D. This truck has been really a hit or miss truck. Monster Energy has been very close, getting into the semifinals a couple times. looking to finally make it into that final race. I don't know if he's going to hold the candle here to Max D. That truck looks very fast so far in that right lane, but it's really anyone's game here as the trucks head down the ramp and actually go over that ramp, and they look like they got some major air. Looking at the slow motion camera, Max D almost went straight to the right, but we're going to look at the photo finish here and see who took it, as it looks like it's going to be Max D. That truck looks really competitive tonight. Next up, we have a race I'm really looking forward to. We got the Monster Mutt Ice taking on Son of a Digger Hunter. Both these trucks are very competitive, very fast. We all know Monster Mutt, that truck is the current points leader. That truck is very fast. It might actually be one of the first or one of the top 2 fastest trucks in the whole series here. And Son of a Digger is definitely in the top 5 of fastest trucks. That truck has had some bad luck as of late, but it's really, really quick. So this is going to be good, as they both go flying with major speed over the ramp right there. Looking at the slow motion camera, both trucks nosedive, and Son of a Digger actually flips across the line. We're going to look at the photo finish, but indeed it is going to be Monster Mutt Ice. What a crazy ride for Son of a Digger right there. After the 2 fastest trucks, or 2 of the fastest trucks at last race, we have 2 trucks that have really struggled so far this season. Thrasher had a good showing in the beginning half of the season. Earthshaker looks like it's starting to find something here. The truck seems to be winning a couple more races than what it previously has been. But this should be, I don't know really honestly if this is going to be a close race, but Thrasher does have a weight advantage over Earthshaker, so we'll see if that plays into effect. As both trucks go over the ramp, it looks like one flipped. I couldn't really see on that. But looking at the slow motion camera, both trucks go for a nosedive, and Thrasher actually flips past the line, and that was a very close race. Wow, that was close. That is going to be Earthshaker, but wow, that may have been the closest race, as you see Thrasher right there crashing and burning. Wow, that was close. That was a lot closer than I thought that would be. But Thrasher, good showing right there, just not good enough. Just look at these 2 trucks on the starting line. For the older fans, this must bring back a lot of memories, myself included. We got the Grandma Gravedigger going up against Bigfoot. That's cool. This is finally awesome that this has happened here in round 2. We got that Bigfoot cruiser paint scheme and that Grandma Gravedigger. Very old school trucks right here. Retro race. My personal favorite growing up was Bigfoot, but let's see if Grandma Gravedigger has it. That truck has been on quite the roll. Both trucks look like they get some major air. Coming across the line here. Ooh, it looks like it's going to be Gravedigger from that look, but we are going to look at the photo finish, and indeed it is going to be Gravedigger putting Bigfoot on the trailer. Nice retro race right there. I honestly love that rivalry growing up, seeing Gravedigger versus Bigfoot, even though Bigfoot was my favorite. But here we go with another Team Bigfoot truck, Firestone Wilderness taking on Stunt Truck. Stunt Truck, I don't know, can that weight advantage finally play in effect? It's better late than never, right? But Firestone, that truck has kind of struggled in the past couple weeks, but that truck has a very fast chassis and a very fast, basically, frame. So we'll see what happens here. Both trucks look like they got some major air. Going to the slow motion replay, both trucks coming out of the sky here. Wow, Stunt Truck really flew across the air right there. I believe the Stunt Truck did pick up the victory. Looking at the photo finish, indeed he does. Wow, 2 Team Bigfoot trucks getting knocked out back to back. And for the final race in round number 2 today, it is Salvager taking on Jurassic Attack. Once again, probably two of the top 5 fastest trucks going at it right here. Salvager, both trucks, I mean, Salvager, I would say maybe has the advantage, but Jurassic Attack, that truck has been one of the most consistent trucks. If it wasn't for Freebird and Monster Mutt Ice, I think Jurassic Attack would be dominating here. But here they come down the ramp, going over the green ramp. Looks like they got some major air. Wow, Jurassic Attack just went through the air like a hot knife through butter. That was pretty insane. That truck cleared the cars and everything. Even pops a wheelie there to go into round number 3. Good run by Jurassic Attack. Welcome to round number 3, everybody. Once again, I gotta give a shout out to the ground crew. They have really been working hard to keep this track in shape. Even though a lot of trucks are hitting that final car, definitely in the right lane, but it hasn't really proved to be a factor yet. But so far, a great track layout. Good work on this, awesome ramps. And let's start race or round number 3. We're gonna start it with a fire and ice split paint job truck going up against a fire truck. Split Gravedigger going up against the Fire Megalodon. Both trucks look very competitive tonight. I'm going to have to put my money on Gravedigger. I really feel like that truck has the momentum going for it. It's really had a nice turnaround these past couple races. Megalodon Fire, though, has had a nice turnaround itself. However, it might be too late in the season to really make an impact on points, but the truck seems to be getting more consistent, which is nice to see, as both trucks take some major air right there going over the ramp. As the slow motion camera, they come into frame. Gravedigger, wow, that was a crazy ride. But right there, I do believe it was Gravedigger. It looks like he actually blocked Megalodon, but it wasn't enough. Gravedigger actually flips into the semifinals. And next up, we have Max D taking on Monster Ice. Monster Ice, probably the fastest truck in this whole entire series, taking on Max D. Now, Max D has been a hit or miss truck, but that truck seems to find a lot of speed out of nowhere, and especially when it needs it. However, it is going up against one of the hardest competitors with Monster Ice. I don't know, my money's on Monster Ice because that truck has been very consistent lately, but you never know. As both trucks, ooh, that looked pretty close. They both got some major air right there. As we look at the slow motion camera, wow, look at that. Max D was actually in the lead right there, and I do believe Max D did pass Monster Ice. Wow, Monster Ice doesn't even make it to the semifinals this week. Wow, that's kind of a shock. That was a very shocking race last race. I was really betting on Monster Ice. But here we go with two trucks that really need a good run, and it's really nice to see both these trucks battling to get into the semifinal. So here it is, Grandma Gravedigger, who put Bigfoot on the trailer last race, and Earthshaker, who put Thrasher on the trailer last race as well. So these trucks, Earthshaker looking for a huge jump into points. That truck really needs it, really needs to have something going on. And Grandma Gravedigger has had good luck lately. Both trucks look like they have major air over that ramp. Looking at the slow motion camera, it looks like it's going to be Gravedigger. Wow, that might be the biggest margin of victory so far tonight. And here is the final race in round number 3, Jurassic Attack taking on Stunt Truck. Now, Freebird and Monster Ice, both those trucks are first and second in points. They've both been eliminated. So Jurassic Attack and Stunt Truck, they can gain a nice points day here. So this is pretty huge for either one of these trucks, actually, to gain a lot of points on Freebird or Monster Ice. But the question is, who is it going to be? I don't know. I honestly don't know who to pick here. So as they both go over the ramp, it looked like a good close race. Looking at the slow motion camera, ooh, we're going to have to look at the photo finish, but it looks like Jurassic Attack did nosedive. And indeed he did. He did nosedive, and he did get the win over Stunt Truck. That was a good close race. That was really good. And here we go, guys. Welcome to the semifinals. We have all new faces here. However, Jurassic Attack is once again in the semifinals, and so is that split paint job Gravedigger. But however, we are going to have a brand new winner this week. Honestly, looking at these 4 trucks, I have no idea who it's going to be. Gravedigger has 2 chances to make it into the final here. There's 2 different Gravediggers. We got Max D that looks very competitive tonight. Also, that split paint job Gravedigger, that looks very fast. So that is going to be the first race. And honestly, I don't know who's going to take this, but it is nice to see a Gravedigger versus Max D in a semifinal right here. And for the final for race 6, man, I don't know. I honestly don't know who it could be. I'm going to go with Max D just because that truck seems to be very fast on this track, but Gravedigger has had the momentum as of late. So let's see, as they make their way down the 6-lane highway and jump over this awesome green ramp, we're going to see and look at the slow motion camera. It looks like Gravedigger does a flip. Kind of a crazy ride, but we are going to have to look at a photo finish here, and it looks like it is going to be split paint job Gravedigger, barely, but that was a close semifinal race. Gravedigger takes it to the final. Who will join the split Gravedigger in the finals for race number 6? Could it possibly be a Gravedigger versus Gravedigger in the final, or can Jurassic Attack make it back to the final and have a chance to win a race here? This is actually going to be a nice race because it is nice to see Grandma Gravedigger have a shot at the finals. However, Jurassic Attack is one of the hardest competitors and one of the most consistent trucks on the circuit right now. So let's see, as they make their way down the 6-lane highway, hit the green ramp, and I couldn't tell from that angle, so we're going to look at the slow motion, but wow, look at the air Jurassic Attack got. I'm going to believe that's going to be Jurassic Attack. Gravedigger did look like it flipped past the line. It did. Great showing today by Grandma Gravedigger, just not good enough. And here it is, guys, your final for race number 6. Jurassic Attack taking on the split fire and ice Gravedigger. So Jurassic Attack, this is another appearance in a final for him, looking to really get that first win this season. And split paint job Gravedigger, that was actually close to making the final, but this is the first appearance that split fire and ice Gravedigger is in the final. Both these trucks have been really consistent. Gravedigger really has been consistent out of nowhere the past couple of weeks, and Jurassic Attack has been so close so many times this year. Can he finally do it? This will be a huge points day for both these trucks since the points leaders did have some issues today. Freebird got eliminated in the first race, and I believe Monster Mutt got eliminated in the 3rd round. So, who's going to take it? Who's going to win race number 6, Jurassic Attack or the Fire and Ice Split Paint Job Gravedigger? As they make their way down the 6-lane highway, both trucks look like they got some massive air. Looking at the slow motion camera, it looks like Jurassic Attack is a little ahead, and he does flip over, but we are going to go to the photo finish to confirm it. And indeed, it is Jurassic Attack finally getting that first win this season. Here's, guys, your race 6 winner, Jurassic Attack. This truck has been close so many times, always making it to at least round 3, semifinals, and was even in the finals a couple times before and prior. But finally, week number 6, the truck takes the victory here. The truck has been consistent, definitely in the top 3 most consistent trucks, and it should have a great points day as we look at the points after today's stunt. But Jurassic Attack finally breaking through, finally getting the win. Awesome run. Consistency. This truck has been one, I would say not the best truck, but definitely in the top 3, maybe top 5. Just a solid overall truck. And honestly, at the beginning of the season, I didn't think Jurassic Attack was going to be one of the faster trucks. So it is nice to see that a revealed a steel truck and a truck that's kind of retro, Jurassic Attack, really making an impact here. Definitely one to look out for in the next 3 races. But Jurassic Attack, congrats to the winner, congrats to winning, and congrats to finally breaking through, and a nice points day as well. But now we are going to focus on the race 6 stunt. And since Jurassic Attack is the winner, he is going to be jumped over by this nice stack of cars right here. So we have a better wall of cars than what we previously had, and we even have the split paint job Gravedigger holding up the ramp to get some more air. So this should be a good stunt. It was actually pretty challenging to stack these cars like this and make them stay. But the truck that's going to do the stunt is a truck that's very, I guess kind of new. A lot of people don't have it yet, but it is one of my personal favorites, and it also will be making its debut in Season 3. So this truck, a lot of you guys love it, and there it is right there. The World Finals Avenger. This thing is awesome. It is the first time that Spin Master has made the Bel Air Avenger. This truck is in mix 15, and this thing is amazing. So Avenger here going to jump and make its debut, trying to jump through a wall of crush cars that is pretty challenging, as you see as the camera comes back down, and the crush cars didn't want to stay as they fall by themselves. But we are going to fix them up, and here comes Avenger down the ramp. Let's see if he can clear it. He gets good air, good bite, but he hits the second yellow car. So close, but yet so far. We are going to look at the other angle now. But yeah, so close, so far. So close. But there it is right here. A better view. Hits the second crush car. Almost made it over the wall. Very close. That truck is going to be very competitive in Season 3. And overall, just a really good looking truck. As now as you look at the carnage from race 6, this is a very fast race. This was a brand new track layout that we actually got a fan that wanted to design. So that was pretty cool. Awesome ramps, awesome crush cars, a lot of action, a lot of close racing tonight. But we are going to look at the points, and we will see you guys next Saturday with race number 7. We only have a couple races left, so this points battle could be getting pretty tight here heading on into the next couple weeks. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and here are the points after the cars go down.